Welcome back to With Love, Misty. This is episode 5 of Vibrate Higher Daily, a book that I'm reading by Layla Delia. I invited you all in to read the book along with me. It's very unconventional, very uncut, not edited or anything like that. I'm just holding some space, sharing, offering my love, always with love from me. Episode 4, I was in a part of the book where she had some self-assessment questions for us to do. So if you're just joining me for the first time, please grab a journal, grab a notebook, something that you enjoy holding on to, something that's sacred feeling, and go back to episode 4. Down in the, I have the questions typed out, or down in that section where you can go back and refer to them so you can do the work. It's really important. I'm going to tell you now that some of the questions I was like, okay. But, you know, on the journey to healing, on the journey to leveling up, or just doing anything better for yourself, sharpening your tools, sharpening yourself, is going to require some work that's uncomfortable. So, excuse me, what I said before is let's heal together. So let's heal together. I'm on page 47, episode 5. Let's go. Let's stand in our power. Let's live in our power and do it together. So here we are. This is the self section of the book, page 47, the power within. The power within you is divine. Yes, it's already there. You've got the indwelling power. You're pre-wired with the capability to decide in which direction you shift your energy and attention toward. The key is that you have to connect to this force within you. Vibrational awareness practices such as harmonizing yourself with what serves you and disconnecting from what doesn't change the trajectory of your life. Allow vibrational awareness to be the operating system of your life. Embrace it so you can overcome whatever it is that burdens your heart, stresses your mind, challenges your strength, weighs your spirit down, or hinders your way forward. I'm going to read that again. The power within you is divine. Yes, it is already there. You've got the indwelling power. You're pre-wired with the capability to decide in which direction you shift your energy and attention toward. The key is that you have to connect to this force within you. Vibrational awareness practices such as harmonizing yourself with what serves you and disconnecting from what doesn't change the trajectory of your life. This changes the trajectory of your life. Allow vibrational awareness to be the operating system of your life. Embrace it so you can overcome whatever it is that burdens your heart, stresses your mind, challenges your strength, weighs your spirit down, or hinders your way forward. Most of us have some of it, or them, that most of us have some it or them that causes us imbalance or pain. Most of us have some it or them that causes us imbalance or pain. Negative self-talk, the unharmonious actions of a loved one, a toxic association or interaction that triggers us, or a destructive cycle or habit we're quietly or not so quietly trying to shake for the umpteenth time. Nevertheless, we can choose to no longer live on the terms set by it or them. Let's look at how, well, first, you stop living on autopilot. Let's look at how. First, you stop living on autopilot. You stop vibrating at the same frequency of it and them. You stop resonating with it or them. You stop reinforcing it or them through your choices and actions. You stop identifying yourself with it or them. And instead, you begin to vibrate in a new awareness, perspective, and consciousness, intention, and personal power. You tune it or them in. You tune out it or them. Did you hear me? You tune out it or them in order to tune into whatever better serves you and resonates with you. You tune out it or them in order to tune in to what better serves you and resonates with you. Basically, you stop harmonizing with it or them. Think of the times when you no longer felt compelled to pursue certain friendships, social circles, or relationships, the ones that were growing more and more unharmonious to you, or the times when you experienced yourself outgrowing an environment, your atmosphere at work, or a particular line of work, a location, your personal space, a belief system, a group mentality, or habit. Think, too, of a time when you decided to take back your power from a breakup that caused or nearly caused an emotional meltdown. These are all times when, no matter how easier said than done it was, you did it. You vibrated out of what was no longer serving you and no longer vibrationally good for you in terms of energy and environment. You were connected to your indwelling power. Yes, that's it. You were living in your power. You've got to acknowledge and celebrate that. More of this in life you've got to acknowledge and celebrate that. More of this in your life when and where necessary. You've got to acknowledge and celebrate that. More of this in your life when and where necessary. I hope you got that. And she quotes, "Mindset is how vibration speaks." Mindset is how vibration speaks. The journey. You are the hero of your life. And along the way, you're going to experience your own hero's journey of unfolding into a vibrationally aware and higher potential being in the world. On the path, there comes a time when a higher voice steps in to lead the way, teaching you how to be whole again. And maybe for what feels like the first time, how to live out of your higher potential and purpose in this world. Further and further, you'll move away from what you've known and out into the great unknown. Further and further, you'll move away from what you've known and out into the great unknown. You are a vibrational being. Staying aware of the vibrations within you and within all the things you've come in contact with is essential to honoring yourself as a vibrational being, because these are things that either feed you or deplete you every day. This is the undercurrent of life, health, progress, and transformation. A great indication of where you are vibration-wise is to become aware of your mental and emotional states at any given time. The more in charge you are of your life vibrationally, the less the world around you is able to take charge and control you. The more in charge you are of your life vibrationally, the less the world around you is able to take charge and control you. I love that. And she quotes, "Don't ever stop believing in your personal transformation. It is happening even on the days you may not realize it or feel like it." Don't ever stop believing in your personal transformation. It is happening even on the days you may not realize it or feel like it. Note to self. And she quotes, "Vibrating higher daily is how you take your power back on all levels." The beginning of this journey is about implementing higher vibrational routines, habits, and practices into your everyday life. Embracing such daily routines or daily rituals, could include and mean that you now take time to nurture and recenter yourself. Slow down and relax into your life more. Go within yourself and emit more grace and love. Have a very necessary cup of tea, massage, hug, herbal tonic, or laugh. Prepare and have a nourishing meal in peace and joy and undistracted. Take time to recuperate, to clear away any vibrational buildup you've accumulated and absorbed during the day. Allow all stress or worries to wither away through vibrational work such as spirit care, self-care. Devote yourself to do not disturb time and proper rest. Connect to the positive things and people that harmonize and balance you and renew your strength. Connect to the positive people and things that harmonize and balance you and renew your strength. Remember who you are, the hero. Live in this awareness of who you are and where you're headed on your journey. During the complexities of life, heroes rise to meet the challenges. Heroes often tap into a higher power and ability within themselves to fulfill their journey. And although this power and ability at times are tested, a higher guiding force is at work, which means any defeat is temporary. The guiding force allows heroes to pass through all types of terrain and weather in an otherworldly way. Staying aligned and connected to this higher source of power, come what may, is the way of the hero. Alignment and connection happen through fortification, including taking care of your spirit, body, and mind, as well as nutrition and environment. Note. The first step to victory begins with remembering that you are the hero of your life each day. Joseph Campbell's famous 1949 book, The Hero with 1,000 Faces, illuminates the rites of passage that we all go through to become the hero of our own lives on the spiritual, psychological, and personal levels. In 1988 PBS special titled The Power of Myth, Campbell shared with host Bill Moyers the basic motif of the hero's journey, leaving a state of psychological dependence and entering into psychological self-responsibility. This, Campbell says, requires a death and resurrection, in which the hero leaves one condition and sets off to find the source of life in order to bring herself or himself forth in a richer and more mature condition in the world. Hero's myth, according to Campbell, are about the transformation of consciousness. This is what the journey of transformation, reconfiguration, and vibrating higher daily is all about. It's doing the work of transforming into the hero of your life, becoming empowered and becoming a higher vibrational being within yourself and out in the world. Environment. You listening? Okay, just making sure. Environment. The journey starts with leaving your current physical and emotional state, either willingly or unwillingly. This looks different for everyone. Sometimes it's up and leaving a physical space or situation of comfort. Sometimes it's outgrowing a relationship. Sometimes it's altering your current surroundings or mindset to better serve you. But always it's about exploring and answering the call that's summoning you forward, higher, and beyond the places you've been. Like all living organisms, we thrive best in the right environment. Plants need sunlight and water for photosynthesis. Babies and children need nurturing, nourishment, and shelter. A person who is ill or in recovery needs rest, healing foods, and peace and quiet, known in the medical and wellness field as a healing environment. The right atmosphere and conditions matter to all things. Do you know what the proper environment is for you? Do you know what the proper environment is for you? The right space will nourish you, help you grow, and support your process. That's how you'll know and recognize it. The right environment is a safe space to pull your life together, restore, and move forward. If you notice that the seed within you isn't growing where you're planted, it's time to move to a more fertile ground. If you notice that the seed within you isn't growing where you're planted, it's time to move to more fertile ground. Reflect on your environment. Is it a place of stability in your life? Is it enriching? This goes for thoughts, people, and places. They're all environments. Reflect on your environment. Going back, making a note. Is it a place of stability in your life? Is it enriching? This goes for thoughts, people, and spaces. They're all environments. You deserve a place that nourishes you and where you're able to anchor yourself for a while and get what you need. This stability helps to sustain you on a soul level in living a transformative life, a higher vibrational life. Let's go back to that. You deserve a place that nourishes you and where you're able to anchor yourself for a while and get what you need. This stability helps to sustain you on a soul level in living a transformative life and a higher vibrational life. Sometimes you'll have to be gentle with yourself and realize that it's not you or anything you're doing wrong. It's the environment you're in. It's not allowing you to thrive. It's not what makes you grow, heal, flourish, thrive, and expand. It's not fertile ground for the seed within you. Switching environments is key when your inner environment is right, but your outer environment is all wrong. This can look like switching environments altogether or recreating a better one where you are. This recreating is done by shifting the atmosphere and harmonizing your space in order to raise your vibration. Shifting your atmosphere is about filling the air around you with a better force, vibration, and power. This takes dedication and consistency because, old habits stick. Breaking habits deserves its own Broadway show. It can be emotional, comical, adventurous, and ultimately applaudable. I can say that again. So even when you're the only person, both on stage and in the audience, do the work and cheer for yourself all along the way. There's a quote here on the side. Evaluating where you are is a necessary part of the process. Evaluating where you are is a necessary part of the process. Here are some of the many ways to shift and harmonize your atmosphere. Pay attention to your home and space because whatever is in your everyday view matters. Make sure everything in your space nourishes, serves, and supports you, from the placement of furniture to the pictures on your walls to the food in your pantry and fridge to the items on your nightstand. Since all things and objects carry a vibration, let go of what is creating disharmony. Decluttering and cleansing your space are purifying spiritual practices. Changing your space doesn't always have to be big. You can start small, making incremental yet noticeable shifts where and how you can. Saturate the atmosphere with relaxing music and the aroma of your favorite balancing essential oils, incense, candles, and burning woods. Place inspiring, beloved things where you can see them easily. Take 5 minutes each morning to set the intention for your interaction that day with life, with your environment, and your goals. I'm going to reread this. Place inspiring, beloved things where you can easily see them. Take 5 minutes each morning to set the intention for your interaction that day with life, your environment, and your goals. Realize when a space has become toxic and take the necessary steps to correct it. or to remove yourself and cleanse from it. Realize when a space has become toxic. Realize when a space has become toxic and take the necessary steps to correct it or to remove yourself and cleanse from it. Pardon me. Stay open to positive and necessary solutions and change. Be kind and gentle with yourself in this process. Note to self. The building blocks. The building blocks of transformation plus transmutation. Initiation. Like a cocoon, the sacred space where a caterpillar becomes a butterfly, being in the right environment during metamorphosis and rebirth is essential. During the transformation process, in the most divinely organized and necessary ways, your life, much like the caterpillars, will begin to self-destruct. This dismantling initiates the transformation process, offering you access into a new way of being in the world, a new life. Your small daily decisions about what you give your attention and energy to start to add up. Maybe you replace the phone or laptop on your nightstand with a book of daily devotion, so you start mornings by reading affirmations instead of looking at a screen. Maybe you start a regular practice of calling a relative or close friend once a week instead of giving your time and energy to people who continually drain you. Or maybe you decide to no longer fear the transformation process, but instead to surrender, to trust, and open your whole self up to it. After a while, your life will begin to mirror your higher vibration. Your new state of being will become more visible and stable to yourself and to others around you. You'll find yourself being more poised and empowered during life moments that used to intimidate you or trigger you. Your transformation will begin to be reflected in your communication, your character, your posture, your choices, your works, and creativity. And in how you perceive and interact with your inner and outer worlds. On your transformation journey, no matter where you find yourself and no matter what amount of strength you have within you, always shift the focus to vibrating higher. Think of it as your control or command center, a place you draw higher support, empowerment, and awareness from. Think of it as your control center or command center, a place you draw higher support, empowerment, and awareness from to help you manage your life. By living in this heightened state of awareness, you move away from an ordinary life that is not interested in your higher good. And slowly but surely, the unhelpful, toughest parts within you divinely begin to weaken, to break up, and then dissolve over time. The visible and invisible barriers you've experienced and may experience along the way or along your journey will have less of a lasting effect on you. You will break free of all of it by living from a higher and more harmonious energy and empowered state of mind. The transformation and transmutation process is one of the most powerful stages of this journey. During the period of my early life when I was on the wrong vibrational path, my younger self had no idea of the healing and higher potential that was possible for me. Because of that, my 20s were all an all-out mess. I was mixed up with the wrong people. I was violated and abused. And as I shared, I felt stuck to the point of thinking suicide was the best option out. My life on many days was a full-out war, and I suffered from post-traumatic stress syndrome because of it. My self-worth was depleted. I had no clue that the new woman I am today, and the strength that I have and the work that I do now was inside of me. It was completely beyond my vision. I had no clue then that no matter what was going on, seeds of change were within me, and they had been there all along. The soil was so thick, I couldn't see them. It wasn't until I began to wander away to seek a different path for myself and began working on moving in a healing and whole direction that my life met with a new reflection and potential. Let me read that again. The soil was so thick that I couldn't see them. It wasn't until I began to wander away to seek a different path for myself and began working on moving in a healing and whole direction that my life was met with a new reflection and potential. It was an uphill battle on some days, a calm walk on others, but most of all, it was about journeying through the various terrains of life to experience glorious transformation. I'm going to read these quotes. And she quotes, "Vibrating higher during transformation brings you back home to yourself over and over and over again." Quote, "Grapes must be crushed to make wine. Diamonds form under pressure. Olives are pressed to release oil. Seeds grow in darkness. Whenever you feel crushed, under pressure, or in darkness, you're in a powerful place for transformation and transmutation." That's the end of episode 5. I hope you hear it, feel it. I hope the words resonate with you. I don't know, I always feel like I'm hooked on phonics when I'm reading, just because with this book, there's so many things in it that resonate with me. So when I'm reading it, I'm like, oh shit. I make little notes and stuff to go back in and go over, but it's a lot to unpack. I hope that you're able to digest and really see the power within yourself and really tap into that hero's journey. And, you know, I'm ready to die again to my old self. I've been through so many rebirths, some publicly, some not so publicly. I mean, obviously we go through so many things in our life that people are not aware of, but what I can say is I do make healing a public thing because it's something that we all could stand to do, or stand to transmute and transform into something of our greater selves, or even a more of a amazing hero in our own lives. And just at a point where it's time. I mean, days are passing, life is passing. Why not enjoy it to the fullest and heal those really sore spots and not live in them? And that's what I want to do, is not live in the pain, but how can I transform this pain into purpose? Let's heal together. Let's continue to meet here. Please share, follow. If you made it to this far, thank you. I will be back with the rest of the book, and I hope you join me. With love, Misty. Do your questions too, if you can. Maybe not before next episode, but just start slowly but surely working on them. So until next time, love you.